In this video, we're going to see another Victorinox from the 1952 generation with a Phillips screwdriver. It's the Victorinox Hiker. We'll learn about its history and a variation thanks to the Swiss Confederation channel, Go, but it's written in German, Go, which I can't pronounce. So, let's see. Here's today's model. Here we see it in this silver box, that is, before 2025, and the name is Victorinox Hiker Red. Identification number 146. 13. Here we have the instructions that we're tired of seeing and the knife itself. Basic functions as always. The can opener with screwdriver here, bottle opener, E, wire stripper or cable stripper, E, larger screwdriver, large blade, smaller blade, Phillips screwdriver. If it weren't a camper, and in this case we put the pin on it. Here you can see, I was going to skip it, but let's see it. It's a little complicated for me to get the pin on camera. I don't want to cut the shot. There it is, see? There's the pin. And here we have a reaming punch with an eyelet, ring, tweezers, and on the other side, the toothpick. And of course, what differentiates it from the Tinker is the wood saw. Now let's see how this Victorinox was grouped in history. Let's go to the dealer scale. Scale at 0. Let's weigh it. There we have it, that it weighs 75. 8, almost 76. The width, as we can see, would be something like 1 centimeter. 66. Let's see. Yes, 166 millimeter. Around there. I think you can see it better there. The history of the Victorinox Hiker would begin back in the early 50s and around the year 52, when the Phillips screwdriver was incorporated into the Victorinox models. In those models, we could see it with the stirrup-type ring of those times, and it didn't come with either a toothpick or tweezers. In a catalog, actually in a brochure, au desserolé, we would see it for the first time in 1954, but it did not appear in the brochure in English or German. And there we would see it within the SC category. I was forgetting to mention that the name of this model at that time was the 137 U. So, around that time, the first edition would also come out, Kudu, which is for the National Ski Patrol, Uno, which would have the characteristic of having the Ski Patrol shield on the handle. Obviously, given that it had neither a tweezer nor toothpicks, it is not surprising that the Linux appears in the catalog with the number 1137. Of course, a number is added to the 137 in the case of being from the Elinox economic line. The second edition would appear in the Canadian Fauna series, where it would be the beaver, also without toothpicks or tweezers. It would appear intermittently or not appear in the catalogs. Obviously, it was always very well received in the American market. And, well, many companies like Smoking Mountain would have very nice editions. Hey, the Swiss knife shop also had its editions. I really liked one with a bear. There's also the Hiker M05 edition, with this special camouflage pattern out there. But now, we've reached our time with all these editions, but there's something in between. Because in the first part of this century, in the middle of the first decade, a variant would appear that the Swiss Confederation channel, who was kind enough to share the video with me, will show us. So I want you to see the Wild Turkey Model E, which is part of the Smoky Mountain Wildlife Edition. And here we have the Wild Turkey model, that is, the Wild Turkey, that Smoking Mountain released for the Wildlife Collection. We can see that the handles are a little less than half green, and the other half has a turkey design. This knife came out around 2005. Let's see what's different about it from the Hiker. Let's start by looking at its tools. There we have the can opener with screwdriver, play. The bottle opener with screwdriver and wire stripper. The wood saw, play. The large blade, the small blade. On the other side, the Phillips screwdriver. And the big difference would come later. What is this precision screwdriver compared to the punch? It is worth noting that this knife was given to him by his friend Julius. This is a spectacular model, and I will leave the link to the Swiss Confederation channel in the video description. I hope they tell him to make more videos, because he has a lot of beautiful videos. There is quite a variety of the Victorinox Hiker on the American market. There was a wooden one that that was for everyone, that was discontinued in 2022. It was number 1.46. 11.63 Kama. As I said, discontinued. There are also the airplane ones, E, a very nice series that came out in several models, and obviously also in the Hiker. And without a doubt, Keiko, the most collectible hiker of all, is the 84mm, which you can see thanks to Manuel in this